Is this going? Okay. Hello, friends. It's Friday, and One Piece chapter 1065 or 1065 has dropped. Um, and yeah, last week we had a break, so I couldn't I couldn't go in depth into anything, and yeah, let's just get into it. So, to start things off, the title of chapter 1065 is The Six Faces of Vegapunk. And the cover page is basically a color spread of film red. So we get Luffy, Uta, the red hair pirates, yeah. And from the cover page, or rather, moving on from the cover page, we get to see Zoro and Brook having tea, because they're protecting the Sunny, right? And we also get to see Caribou actually thanking them, but also wondering why they're at a government island, because apparently Caribou made a deal with the Straw Hat Pirates to drop him to any island that is away from Wano. Yeah. So just a refresher. In Wano, he was basically talking to some higher up or something. So we don't know who he's working for, and yeah, we might get to see who he's working for sometime soon. Whether it'll be someone important or not, we don't know. So anyway, then after that, we get to see the Lilith model, or basically I'll just call him Lilith Punk. So we see Lilith leading Usopp's group into, I'm assuming, Vegapunk's laboratory. Yeah. And then Lilith just disappears, and then suddenly we see Jinbei's Seraphim, and they start fighting. So the characteristics of Jinbei's Seraphim are pretty much in line with the other Seraphim that we've seen. So dark skin, wings, the fire, the star eyes. Actually, I don't know if he has star eyes, but yeah, laser beams. And this time, while fighting, we get to see Senor Pink's fruit. Yes, we get to see Jinbei's Seraphim use Senor Pink's fruit, devil fruit, which is basically where he is able to go into any surface and come out. I guess I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, Senor Pink's fruit. And Frankie also recognizes it. But the thing is, we don't know whether Senor Pink actually died, which allowed Vegapunk to just feed it to Jinbei Seraphim, or if Vegapunk actually perfected how to recreate fruits. And if that's the case, then that would be a little terrifying. Imagine that. Dude, the whole crew with fruits. Anyway, we get to see them fighting, and then we cut and they beat him basically off screen, off panel, I guess. And basically we cut to what was it? We cut to Vegapunk's remaining what do you call it? Remaining forms or something. So first we get to see Edison, the Edison form, which is basically the, what do you call that? What was it? Edison form. Basically, he's monitoring. Oh, Edison form flare. I don't know what flare is, but basically he's monitoring the members that are fighting the Seraphim, and he also mentions that the Seraphims are still kids, so I assume they can grow up, right? I assume they can grow up and potentially be way more powerful. And then we get to see, and basically Edison looks like some small robot thing, and we cut to Pythagoras, which is basically Edison but bigger, more or less. And Pythagoras is the wisdom form of Vegapunk. So we can see Pythagoras, handling all the data collected from the battle of the Straw Hats and the Seraphim, right? And he also mentions that how the Seraphim's attack pattern, have continued to develop, which, from his words, suggests that the lineage factors help to store some of their recollections and capabilities, which means more or less, I assume they can't recover all of the original counterparts' capabilities and stuff, or that would be too broken, because that would basically be the exact same Seraphim version plus wings, plus flying capabilities, I guess, plus fire on their back, and some random with their capabilities plus devil fruits. Damn. But that also, to a not serious thing, that also connects to the fact that since they potentially could recover some of their recollections or memories, I guess. Yeah, the Boa Hancock one might really fall for Luffy again. I'm more or less confident that it will. And if it doesn't, then oh well, no skin off my back. Is that how you use that? Yeah, but anyway, then we get to see York, which is basically there are three guys and two robots, or three robot cyborg things, and three of them are ladies. So we get to see York, which is a lady again. The first panel we see her, she's very fat because she likes to eat a lot, and she's the desire mode or desire model or something. So then she went to the toilet, took a dump, and she's very skinny again, like the regular One Piece lady. So then basically, okay, before we continue with York, I forgot to mention they also have green blood. And I don't know if that's important to anything, but it just reminded me of Detroit Become Human with their blue blood. But yeah, I guess the Seraphim runs on, or the Seraphims. I think Seraphim are plural. Yeah, Seraphim are plural, and Seraph is the singular, I think, at least. So I guess the Seraphim are running on green blood. I don't know what green blood is or whatever, but yeah. And also that they could potentially increase the rate that they're growing in, although that would present more problems. So yeah, then we continue with York. Basically nothing much. York is just the desire model. We can see her sleeping in her full body, and basically she's on her cycle of eat, dump, nap, and repeat. And she's on her 4th day. So nothing too important now in regards to York, but I assume, at least I theorize, that she will be very important because I mean, for the most part, she's Desire, and Desire is very strong, right? So for now, if she's in a cycle, maybe once she breaks the cycle, her strong desire to do what, maybe when it comes to the government wanting to take control of Vegapunk's work or destroy what they have, to like wipe it from the face of the earth, right? Desire might come in because Vegapunk's desire is to, restore all this technology, because yeah, it'll be important, and in the coming panels, I'll talk about it soon. Um, it'll be related because yeah, basically, yeah, it'll be related. So then we go to Shaka, we get to see the full body. Yeah, basically some Ultron cyborg sort of thing, Ant-Man suit sort of thing, and basically the whatchamacallit, Usopp's group basically meets up with Shaka, and Shaka mentions that uh, we might think Egghead is an island of the future, and for the most part it is compared to One Piece world, right? But it turns out Egghead is actually an island of the past, and that 900 years ago, which was wiped out, right? The records of it 900 years ago, there was a kingdom that is basically as advanced, or if not even more advanced than what we see on Egghead. And I assume Vegapunk's trying to, get back to that. So that's why I said it might be even more advanced. Which then, the last panel shows a big shot of what seems to be a ruined mech from long, long ago that looks eerily similar to Vegapunk's Power Punk, basically that Megazord thing. So yeah, that's why the world government wants to get rid of that even more so. Like, because for one, Vegapunk has a lot of these things which are more than capable of taking on the world government, right? And now we know that it is also basically following in the path of the previous civilization, which was also wiped out. So I'm wondering why they want to wipe out such a civilization, right? Like, what's wrong with advancement? I know with advancement comes a set of problems, but in the end we all have to advance. And that's also what brings me to Vegapunk's desire model, York, because maybe their desire is to, like, not so much as restore the kingdom to its power, but to just, like, get to that level and, provide a better living standard for just the whole One Piece world. Because right now, with this information, basically 900 years ago, after the war, One Piece more or less became freaking, like, dystopian, not wasteland, but a dystopian world. Yeah, dystopian, not utopian, because utopian would mean that it had advanced. So yeah, dystopian world, because look at the regression. Like, imagine this kind of technology 900 years ago. Like, imagine what we're living in right now, the current world, skyscrapers, cars and stuff. Imagine 900 years ago. Like, that's very recent actually. 900 years ago, we'd be like intergalactic travel, and for something to happen, and the fact that none of us like know about this, like, we'd be thinking like, oh, what would other universes be like? I think 900 years ago, humans have already, like, had some war. You know, that's pretty freaking scary, but also cool. And cool in the manga, in One Piece, because I actually didn't expect that. Actually, that's actually pretty freaking cool. Now, I'd like to theorize, but I'm trying to make this a one shot. If I theorize, I'll go on and on, like, just blankly thinking about things. So I won't waste your time, and it's a one take. If I have any, like, substantial theories, I'll be sure to make a video on it, but for the most part, I'm just reviewing the chapter. Again, a very solid chapter for me at least. I like the lore. And yeah, I don't know what I missed, but damn, that's crazy. I mean, like, imagine those technological advancements. Like, earlier in the chapter, Usopp and Nami were stunned because they're like, whoa, moving stairs that suddenly disappear, basically escalators. So imagine One Piece is just a magical and fantastical world like ours, just like that involves fruits and like anti-gravity stuff. Just that after war, 900 years later, we're following Luffy, right? Pirate King. So this becomes more. This becomes like, how do you mention? This also brings up the theory of them traveling to the moon or traveling in space. 'Cause maybe it's even done before. Maybe it's something important. Maybe the last poneglyph is actually telling them to like go to the moon. That's why they're laughing. Like how are they supposed to get there? Which is funny, which is kind of funny because imagine Roger doing all this work, fighting so much, losing people he loves, I assume, just to find a poneglyph saying it's in the moon. The moon is one whole piece. No, but jokes aside, it's kind of ridiculous, but it's also funny, I guess. Not that losing people is funny and stuff, or how hard he works is all how hard he worked, but it's ridiculous, and for the most part, I can see why Roger would be laughing, because at the end of the day, like, damn, going around the Grand Line, the world, just to realize it's a space. And it might be, who knows? So I don't know where this will go, but I really enjoyed the chapter. If I were to rate it, compared to last chapter, the other chapters, I would say a 9, because it gave decent information. How I ranked this is like, battles are bonus, but what I want is, it doesn't have to be significant progression in just one chapter, but it has to have some sort of progression in the story and also in like lore, which is basically in the story. Yeah, so it has good progression, which I can't fault. If anyone wants more fights, I can understand why they lower it down, because it had a very short fight. Or if someone wanted more like more lore or more story progression in one chapter, then obviously they'd rate it lower. But I think I'm pretty average when it comes to enjoyment of One Piece, in terms of like, I appreciate the amount of progression, because it's a long manga. It's like 1,000 chapters. In 1,000 chapters, and you suddenly want one chapter to like be so significant. Not even with like the revelation of Gear 5th or another gear, but just revelation of everything doesn't make sense to me. So I appreciate how I appreciate the pace that the One Piece manga is going. And also the fights, I'm okay with fights. Fights are bonuses. I would definitely bump the chapter up a little bit if it had like spectacular fights, but for the most part it's so much 9. And yeah, I'd hope all chapters are practically 9s, or at the minimum like 7s or 8s, because by 5 it's like, it's a mad chapter for me, because by 5 it means like, let's just connect it to another manga that's gonna end soon. Not that One Piece is gonna end soon, but another manga that I've been reading, and which is horrible, in terms of pacing, like no progression, and then suddenly it's gonna end in 5 chapters, so the progression is like too much. Yeah, so One Piece is, yeah, basically for a 5 rating, or rating below 7, or rating below 8, it's gonna be hard because Oda does a good job of storytelling, for me at least. But yeah, for the most part, how it becomes average, an average chapter to me, is if there's no significant like progression, like if it's just filler basically. And to be fair, filler chapters are fine if they're enjoyable. So we'll have to see the exceptions. So if he does fillers, it's not like I'm not gonna rate them highly. It's just if it's a dumb filler, then damn. But if it's okay, like an okay filler, sure, I give it an 8 too. I'm not selfish with my ratings. Like, yeah, but for the most part, One Piece chapters, at least recently so far, have been a solid 9. A 10 out of 10 would be something crazy like, Gear 5th, fighting, lore, everything, all smashed into one, and still be a good chapter to read, not convoluted, not messy. A very good chapter with proper progression, and just a bunch of stuff. And I think Oda has the ability to do that. I don't know if I could do that. Maybe if I practice writing a lot, but yeah, I don't think an average person can do that. But I know Oda can do it. But yeah, for now, this chapter 1065, solid 9 out of 10, and I can't wait for the next chapter. So yeah, that wraps it up. If you enjoyed it, if you've sat through this whole video, thank you so much, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. It sounds corny, I know, and it is corny to me, but yeah, please sub and subscribe. Please like and subscribe if you genuinely enjoyed this, and yeah, it helps me out. I also know that people actually support what I'm trying to do here. Not that I'm trying to like, how to say, not that I'm, what am I trying to convey? Basically, I know that people support me, and I'll be sure to make more videos if you guys want. And yeah, if you have anything you'd like to share, anything about One Piece, or regards to this video, any theories you might have, or anything you guys would like me to try, like reading manga series or watching animes, any movies, doesn't have to be anime, could be Pixar movies, Marvel movies. I'm down for anything, to be honest. If you want me to try out a game, I could try out a game, PC game or mobile. Yeah, or any food. I'm down for any topic. Just leave it down in the comments. Yeah, don't be afraid to leave it down in the comments. I really appreciate very nice and wholesome interactions. So, or if you have any criticisms you'd like to mention, like what could I do to improve, if you like these one takes to be in a different format, or how I could improve these one takes to make them more enjoyable. Yeah, but just leave them down in the comments. I'll be sure to take note of them and hopefully improve in the future, right? Because I plan to continue doing this. Yeah, I plan to continue this for a long time, because I really enjoy this, um, not because I want to make money out of it or anything, although realistically that's a bonus, right? If you could do something you like and also earn money, but more so that I like talking about One Piece, or I like interacting with people, and you know, I have things to do. It's also kind of ironic that I'm a homebody, so I don't really get to meet people outside also. So this is a way of for me to connect to people, talk to them about how I feel about things that I like, and hopefully connect with people that also enjoy the same things I like, and also also are able to sit through this entire talk. And yeah, um, that's all for this video. Thank you guys. Like, you guys are absolute soldiers if you listen to me from the start without any like skips, or if even if you skipped, if you've still watched this video for a significant amount of time, thanks. Like, I genuinely appreciate it. And don't I just want to say, you know don't be don't be afraid, for lack of a better word, don't be afraid of sending me comment down below. I'd appreciate any comments, to be honest, except comments that are mean and stuff. I'll still take a look. Like, it shows that people are actually watching my videos, which at the end of the day I appreciate. So thank you very much. I also want to thank whoever the 13 views were for my video on chapter 1064. Thank you guys. Yeah, I'll say this one last time. Please like, please subscribe, comment if you want, comment anything, and I'll see you next week if there's no break. I forgot to see that. I forgot to see if there's any break, but yeah, please like and subscribe. I'll see you next week. What the